What's up YouTube, it's your boy Evan here, and we're back at it with a new kind of topic video that I'm trying to do. It's going to be basically rant videos about a different topic each video, if I make more than, just this one, I hope. That's the plan for the future. But today's is going to be on microtransactions and DLC, but more specifically pre-order DLC in video games. So, the first example I have, oh, and by the way, I should preface this by saying all of these games I've played. I only choose games that I've actually played. So if there's a game that I haven't played, it's not going to be on the list. It might qualify for the list on other people's, but if I haven't played it, I don't put it on. But the first game we're doing is For Honor. Yep, the game that just came out. I played it a lot. I played it in closed alpha. I played the open beta, and I thought it was alright. But the microtransaction problem that I have with it is that the best gear sets in the game cost so much in-game money, which is called steel. So it costs so much steel that if you kind of do the math, like you get 20 to 40 steel after each match, but like the best gear sets are like 36,000. So if you do the math, it'll take months, if not years, or a year depending on how much you play. So of in-game money, and that's without buying anything else. That's unbelievable. It's terrible. The second game is Sonic Lost World. Really fun game. I recommend you guys play it if you like Sonic and it's something different. The pre-order DLC for this game is 25 extra lives. You pre-order a game, you get 25 extra lives. Simply terrible. You could get extra level, you could get skins, something, something. You get shoot. I would prefer the soundtrack, just like to download the soundtrack to the game or whatever. 25 extra lives, which you're probably gonna go through anyway, because if you're trying to complete the game, like I tried to, you are gonna die a lot, and you're gonna need the lives. But like, you have unlimited lives regardless, because once you hit 0, you just get more. So it's kind of dumb. The next game we have is Metro Last Light. Now this is a fantastic game. Everybody should play this game if you're into that kind of first-person, semi-horror FPSs. So, there was a DLC kind of transaction in the game called Ranger Mode. Now, all this did is it made it a quote-unquote hardcore mode. It was a pre-order bonus, actually, I should say. Excuse me, it's a pre-order bonus. But all it did is it removed the HUD, the heads-up display, and it gave you limited supplies. So it's like a hard mode basically, but it costs $5 if you wanted to get it afterwards. If you could buy it afterwards, or you could get it for free if you pre-ordered the game. So I'm calling it a pre-order bonus. That should be included in the game. I really don't agree with that. That should be included in the game. That should, or at the very least, it's like you have to beat the game first and then you unlock it, or you complete the game first, like you 100% the game and then you unlock it. I would prefer that. That would be okay, but to actually like have to pre-order it or buy it later on, terrible. Now we have two games where the true ending of the game is locked behind a microtransaction. The first game is Final Fantasy 13-2. Great game. I think it's underrated. I understand why some people didn't like 13, and I didn't like it as much, but 13-2 I thought was better. But basically, like I said, the game's quote-unquote true ending is hidden behind a microtransaction, which is inexcusable. I mean, obviously you can complete the game without it, but like if people are calling it the true ending to the game, that should be in the game. The second game that has the same fate is Asura's Wrath. The actual ending of the game is DLC. Now I know this isn't a microtransaction per se or pre-order DLC, but I just had to include it on here. The ending of the game costs money to unlock. Actual money that you already spent money on the full game, so now you have to pay for the DLC. Terrible. The next game we have is Remember Me. A lot of people don't know about this game. It was really fun, but it was pretty short and kind of very linear. and pretty limited, but it was a really fun game to play, you know, for a short amount of time, to beat it once and, you know, whatever. Ironically, no one did remember it. The pre-order bonus, all it was 3 special melee attacks. Now, these melee attacks did look cool, but, like, as a pre-order bonus, just 3 melee attacks, like, you know, variations of a melee attack, that seems, like, really light on the load. I don't know. It was just... It's so not worth pre-ordering a game for. It's like, if you go to pre-order a game, it's like, oh boy, I'm gonna get 3 variations of an attack. It's like, you should get like a mission, like bonus stuff. I don't know. That's not enough for me. The next game is actually a series, and it's NBA 2K. So in game, you can buy with real money, with microtransactions. You can buy VC, which is like the in-game money. And you can spend it on your My Player, the character you develop. You know, you go through college, you go through the draft, then you get drafted, and then, you know, you try and, you know, win a championship with your team throughout the years. I am guilty of this myself. You can buy VC to make your rookie basically better than LeBron and KD and Steph. It's just, it's ridiculous. You can, you know, an 18, 19-year-old rookie can be having 99 overall, 99 stats if you spend enough money. So, you know, you can be the best player by paying your way through the nose. It's something I wish they didn't do, but obviously they make money from it. And then the final item we have, and this is kind of a best of both worlds, with a microtransaction and a pre-order DLC. Now, this pre-order DLC was canceled because it was so bad. But we'll start with the microtransaction first. Or excuse me, we'll start with the pre-order bonus and microtransactions that they replaced it with. So you can buy upgrade points in game. They're called praxis points in Mankind Divided. You can buy them, so if you buy enough, you just unlock all your skills at the very beginning of the game, and that ruins it. It's supposed to be like a learning curve. You unlock more skills as you go. That's kind of how the game is supposed to play out. Also, if you pre-ordered the game, and I'll get to what was canceled in a second, but this is what they replaced it with. If you pre-ordered it, you get one-time use items. This means if you ever want to do a second run of the game, or your save file gets corrupted and you have to make a new game, or just whatever reason, you can only use these upgrade points once, and you got a few upgrade points from pre-ordering the game. That's terrible. Like, you should be able to use the pre-order items as many times as you want. You shouldn't only have to use it once, and then it's gone forever. And finally, the worst part of Mankind Divided's pre-order that they actually ended up canceling. Square Enix canceled this. So it would be like there was a worldwide tier system based on the number of people that pre-ordered. So I'll go through each of the tiers, and you advance through the tiers globally based on the number of people that pre-ordered the game. So it was an okay idea, but it just in practice it was terrible. So it's just like they wanted. You'll see why. Tier 1, you could choose between 3 skin packs / arm loadouts for the game. You don't get all 3. You get to choose one. If you got all 3, I would be kind of okay with this. Tier 2 has a similar track record. You can either choose between a digital art book or a soundtrack sampler. Again, not that great. The first 2 tiers are kind of lame. Like 3 skin packs is okay, I guess. Tier 2, you know, digital art book. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. Tier 3 is where, you know, everybody really cares about it. Tier 3 is you get an extra in-game mission. Now that's a normal pre-order DLC, right? Then it keeps going. Tier 4, you have to choose between a digital comic book and a novella, which I'm not sure what a novella is, but the fact that it's probably similar to a digital comic book. But again, you have to choose. You don't get both. You have to choose one. And then Tier 5 is basically saying, screw it, we're releasing the game early. So the game becomes released 4 days early for those people who pre-ordered it only. Which, normally, I'd say it's fine. If it was a multiplayer game, I'd be okay with that, because if you pre-order it and they're like, okay, you pre-ordered a game, we want to give you a few extra days more than everyone else. That's okay to me. But it's a single player game. I don't understand the point. I mean, it's only for people that are super impatient. But that's been my rant. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to know more or have any ideas for rants in the future, just let me know. But it's been your boy. It's been real. Peace and out.